Great talent.
Yeah, Kevin's right. And my heart does go out to the folks that don't even have the ability to hear us tonight. Those that are cold, that are hungry, hang in there. That's all I can say.
Yeah, hang in there. Sure, hang in there.
Well, I mean, I can't invite them all over to my box. It only fits me.
That's true. You are the man in the box. Any future aspirations on changing that up, Chuck?
Aspirations? No, I got this inhaler.
I just wanted to say ass and up, Chuck, in the same sentence, dude.
And I was trying to spoof on asthma, and they both failed.
All right, so we're all here right now. Jay, do you want to let's get into the sports real quick, or have you already covered that without us, or what?
Yeah, I kind of went through sports, but since we're all here, I want to tell you, I all want us to give kudos to Pops because he won. He's the overall champion this year.
Of the Super Bowl picks.
Because
they're overall picks of the year, right?
For football, yeah.
He's the champion.
Congratulations, Pops.
Yay.
Very well done, my friend.
Do you have anything to say?
Do I have anything to say?
Yeah.
Yes. Naturally, I picked the Broncos. And, of course, on the points, you guys...
Who won the points?
You don't realize that I was only 2 touchdowns off. In other words, the score was 24-10. If each team would have scored 1 touchdown, the score would have been 31-17. I picked 48 points, which was dead on if they'd each scored another touchdown. Now, what happened is at halftime I realized that one of our cast members here had a $50 bet placed on Carolina. So I told both quarterbacks to hold off a little bit in the second half. Otherwise, I would have been dead on with the points, too.
Oh, so you got an in with Cam Newton and Peyton.
Well, I just told them to hold off, and they each held back on 1 touchdown. Otherwise, I would have been dead in with the 48 points.
No, you wouldn't have. I won on the points. You won.
Not if they would have each scored 1 more touchdown, you wouldn't be.
All right. Who wants
I'd
to
have
see
been
me
dead on
body
at
slam
48.
Pops right now?
What?
Who wants to see me body slam Pops right now?
We'll say
Everybody that's listening on the radio would love to see you.
Be careful what you wish for, boy.
Kevin, periscope it. I'm going to body slam him.
Listen, the last time I periscoped an event was last week, and I got a broken orbital bone from it, dude. So I'm going to refrain from any events tonight, dude.
That was 2 weeks ago. You're fine, man.
I'm okay. I mean, it's still broken, but
hey, I'm just putting. Putting a call out.
Yes.
I'm putting a call out to Shane on the mongrels. Kevin's a pussy if he won't frickin'.
Well, I'm just saying he would never survive in a mongrel's pit.
Never.
You know, slamming, you know. If headbutting a 10-pound dog is going to make him complain for 2
Dude,
weeks.
first of all, that dog's like 60 pounds, and I didn't headbutt it. It charged me like a great white shark, hit me right in the orbital, broke my eye bone, and then proceeded to bite me in the eye, dude, and puncture wound. Look at the pictures; they're all over on Twitter, dude. Go on our Twitter account, search into the media, and you can find the pictures. There's even video of it, dude. Whatever, man.
I've been kicked in the head harder with a crowd surfer with a steel-toed army boot than you know. Come on.
Whatever, man. Did you ever get bit by a dog in the eye bone?
I've
cool,
had
man.
reconstructive surgery done on my eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I got to just say, I wonder if there's any beboppers that would be listening to us that appreciated that Ella Fitzgerald Smooth Sailing.
I'm sure, yeah.
I would really appreciate a call to know that at least 1 or 2 of you did, just so we can...
Imagine old Justin Chambers might like that.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know what it is, though. He's only like 17 or 18 years old. Speaking of 17 or 18-year-olds here.
Well, you could even tell how it was recorded back then. You know, she's hitting those notes. It's not overproduced. They're not, you know, tweaking her voice. You know, all that scat she was doing. You know, she was hitting those notes. You know, we probably got better recording equipment as we speak than she did.
Probably.
Yeah. Most likely, you know.
Which isn't saying much because our recording equipment is rough, man.
You're talking into a lampshade with some duct tape on it.
We're doing it, man. We're doing it, though. You know, this
Podcast
is the
on a
Kevin
budget.
Holly show, baby.
Why don't we sell that? Maybe we can get some money coming in. How to do a podcast on a budget. We'll give you a 30-second video for $30.
Podcasting for dummies on a budget.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. It's called Two Dixie Cups and a String.
We talked about that with Chef Brian Duffy about podcast rescue.
You guys are.
Yeah.
If you guys all had 25 or $30 in your pocket, you'd all retire probably.
I don't know about all that, Pops. I mean, what are you going to do?
I had $25 in my pocket one time.
I had $5 in my pocket one time. Then I met Chuck.
Yeah.
I bought him lunch, and that was the beginning of our
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly. Lunch.
It was a sack lunch for sure.
Yeah, a 40 and a bag of chips. So Kevin is all that and a bag of chips.
So, are we going to talk about the politics? There's a couple things that we really need to talk about. And the first thing, we're not going to do much on the death pool pick, but I just want to quiz Chuck
Anybody
and
dead
see
yet?
if he knows who died this week. Who
Uh,
nobody picked.
No, I didn't know we lost a musician this week.
Yeah, we did.
Who?
Maurice White.
Barry White's lover?
No. Earth, Wind, and
We
Fire.
didn't-
Oh, yeah, I did catch that. Earth, Wind, and
Yes.
Fire. Yes, I did.
Nobody
Maurice.
had him. Nobody
Yeah.
had him.
Well,
Didn't
Who would have thunk it?
didn't Barry White die too?
oh, Barry, that was the year we lost all the black musicians. Barry White.
All of them?
Oh, yeah, practically James Brown, Rick James, Barry White, Luther Vandross. Oh, my God, we lost them all in a matter of a year a while back. Even the big baritone guy, the well, that was Barry White. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we lost all of them.
So we lost Maurice White this year.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody picked him. No
No.
points are awarded. So
No.
we're still status quo. Maybe next week we'll pick a new,
Hmm.
pick a couple new names.
We could pick a couple tonight, maybe in the third hour. That gives something to do.
Yeah, okay.
Justin Bieber.
That sounds good.
I think you already picked that.
He's been picked. I'm gonna have to find that book where I got them written down because I know Chuck's gonna pick the same two people he took last week.
I'm just wishful thinking.
So all right, listen. This is something else we need to talk about. Is the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
I didn't catch it. I don't get cable in the box.
Kevin.
I caught it. It's pretty controversial.
What's controversial about it?
Well,
What
Beyonce
happened?
came out and she was dressed like a Black Panther, and all the backup singers were dressed like Black Panthers, with
Black Panthers, as in the militia.
Yeah.
I guess you could call
Yeah.
it that. Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
she had like
a
ammo
radical group.
belts, for going over her shoulders, and they all had the berets on.
Okay.
And then they did like a Malcolm X formation. And then the also the whole halftime show had this overtone of gay, lesbian, there's rainbow colors, and I even saw somebody on the internet that posted about how a lot of the people they zoomed in on in the marching band were bigger, butch type lesbians, So, and it was in San Francisco, so it's kind of fits the bill. But what struck me as kind of ironic was that they were. A lot of what was it? Spike Lee and Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, were saying to ban what was it the
Grammy Awards
Grammy
because
Awards,
there were
yeah.
no black people.
yeah, there's certain black actors didn't get nominated, and
The
then
Academy Awards.
was it the Academy Awards? I don't know. But yet that on the contrary, it was okay to have the Super Bowl halftime show feature Malcolm X overtones and Black Panther overtones, and that was just kind of weird, and Beyonce and Jay-Z are Illuminati conspiracy type people, think that they're really really in control of things and very rich, and there was a lot of talk about it, man. I mean, I don't I don't have a dog in the race, you know what I mean, dog in the fight.
Did you see the honors banquet for the NFL? Conan O'Brien, he nailed that no blacks in the Academy Awards. He said there will be a few blacks receiving honors here tonight, unlike the Academy Awards.
Wow. Well, everybody's talking about it. I mean, I'm glad you touched on it. It is a very popular subject right now. I mean, it just happened. I mean, I don't know what I really think about it. I kind of am, leaning towards the wow, how come that's okay, but certain other things aren't okay.
Well, how many
I don't know.
movies this year came out that featured black leading actors or black themes?
Exactly, and that's kind of the point of it, because none of those actors were nominated for an award. You would think that, and that's what the argument was. Well, how come they weren't nominated? And you know what it really comes down to, I think,
It's
is
probably just a math game.
well, not only that, it's just like, you might have a really good actor in a comedy or a specific type of movie or a specific type of role.
The movie sucked.
They may have done really well, but that movie may have not. Just because it made so much money in the box office doesn't necessarily mean that that actor should be awarded for their performance. It's not just based on how much money the movie brought in. Like people were talking about that Straight Outta Compton movie, and how nobody was nominated from that movie, but that movie was like the biggest movie of the summer, you know what I mean? And so, it leads me to believe that, well, just because that movie made the most money doesn't necessarily mean that those actors are worthy of an Academy Award just because their movie was so popular. I didn't even see the movie. Like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight. I really don't know, but it does strike that chord where, this is okay, but that's not. You know what I mean?
What really pisses me off about this black-white bullshit?
What's
Whether
that?
it's the blacks pissing and moaning about what the whites are or aren't doing, vice versa, the whites pissing and moaning what the blacks aren't or are doing. You know what really teased me off about it?
What?
It's all so damn unnecessary, and it gives guys like Chuck reason to go on being racist.
I'm
Yeah.
not a racist. I do have a dog in the fight.
We don't need to fuel the fire of
He's
Chuck's
not,
racism.
he's not a racist. He has a real good black friend.
Yeah, he's got one black friend, right? Oh, yeah, I've got plenty of black friends. Okay, Chuck, whatever, man.
No,
My
but I-
roommates in college were black. I
But
still say
they
that
aren't
today.
talking right now because they disagree about most of the things.
We have grown apart a little bit as we've gotten older. So.
All right, well, listen, I'm going to take the show. Do you have a comment on this, Jay?
I'd like to
sorry.
just say,
I'm not a racist.
I am not racist, and it's weird because you have black entertainment television, but
Yeah.
if you had white entertainment television,
Okay.
that would seem racist, right?
Well, not necessarily, because we
That,
do.
hey, that's
Hold on.
that's what we had for years and years, man. White entertainment. I mean, you say, are you for segregation? Say no.
Absolutely not.
Are you for integration?
Sure.
Pops
You're
is
supposed
right.
to say no.
No, Pops is right.
No, he's not for integration. He's not for segregation. You know what he's for? Slavery.
Wow.
Oh my
No,
God.
but- well, before you.
And I'm the one that gets accused of being a racist.
Yeah, well,
I
before
know
you
that.
said that, Pops, I was going to jump on board with you and say that you were right. Just because there's BET or, the Negro College Fund, we've had, it wasn't called the white, entertainment channel.
called the
But
Good Old Boys system.
it was called NBC, ABC,
Right.
Fox, WGN, all of those stations,
Well, ABC was an anti-black
Okay, it's
citizens group.
yeah, it's a non-subject. It was really what it is, because you can't.
All right,
that
let's-
argument doesn't stand, bro. I don't want to argue with you or disagree with you, but it really is. It's easily defeated. It really is.
At this point, I say
What's
let's
that?
go back to the whiteboard.
All right,
Change the subject.
I'm going to go ahead and bring the show into a little bit of a different direction and bring it back towards our guests. And we've been talking about this kid, okay? And I know we had old Justin Chambers on a couple of weeks ago on a whim, out of the blue, which was really cool, and I really enjoyed that. There's another kid out there, and we did mention his name a few weeks ago, and we've been emailing back and forth, and he's trying to get a little bit of traction with his music. And it may not be my favorite style of music, but he is young, and we do have a demographic of 18 to 54. And if you add Pops into the mix, you go all the way to 104. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and play a little clip of our friend Wesley. And this is Maddie's song. It's a Lion remix, and this is a local kid right here in Newport Richey. I think he's still in high school, and he reached out to our show, and so I feel kind of obligated to bring it up live on the air here, and just give him a little shout out and take a little bit of feedback. Let us know if you like it, you hate it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Here we go. This is called Maddie's song. It's the Lion remix, and here it is.
Song, baby. Lion. I wrote this for you. Hope you like it. I love you so much. Don't you ever forget it.
I'm gonna cry. My mom. I'm sorry. My mom just texted my phone. Here we go.
miss how you would kiss me, lift me out my feet, insisting that we have a life together. Marriage children was a mission. When you smiled, I would smile, hurt, and all it didn't
Is this-
matter.
this
'Cause I
kid's
love
the
the way you
piano
smile,
player?
like the sound of write a
No,
chapter.
he makes the
I need
beats.
the way you looking